How has been your experience as a coordinator?
It wasn't long. It was just a term, three months, and it was good. I felt comfortable, and actually, it wasn't my first time as a coordinator. I did this job long time ago. It was okay.
Oh, yes. as, as a teacher, what is your opinion about the boy with the ballista in Barcelona? How would react in a similar situation?
Okay, well, I think this was an isolated case. You understand? Well, I don't. It was scary, but I don't know if you can say now what you could do in that situation. You see, it's very difficult. Again.
Which is your favorite song?
Well, there are many songs I like, but if I had to choose, maybe Paradise by Coldplay. If I had to choose one.
Which is your favorite food?
Not very healthy one. Fried eggs with chips. You understand?
Yes. How do you combine with your private life?
You mean school?
Yes.
Okay, well, it's just a question of organizing your time, especially during exams week. You have to mark exams and prepare classes, but if you organize, you can get along.
Okay. Have you ever taught any subject apart of English?
Well, a long time ago in this school, I taught Spanish language, but apart from that, just English. All the time English.
What did you study when you were young? Where?
You mean at school or at university? What do you mean?
University.
Oh, I went to. I did a degree in English studies, English philology, at the UC University.
How do you found the vocation for teaching?
Well, when I was studying at university, I started giving private classes, private lessons, and I thought I liked it. So I just applied for a job at the school later on, and I went to another school, and then I came here.
Which is your favorite color?
Navy blue. Navy blue, you understand? Yeah, it's like this. Navy, marino. Yes.
Speaking about actually, which is your opinion about the corruption in politicians?
In politicians. Well, obviously they are a bad example for anybody, and this kind of people can't be representative of the citizens. You understand? There should be more control over what they do, what they earn, and and the money they earn. What do they do with it? So there should be more control over that, in my opinion.
Do you like cooking? Which is your favorite recipe?
Well, cooking not much, really, if to tell you the truth. But I like desserts. You know, desserts. Like I'm good at making brownies, apple pie, those kind of things.
Which is your favorite sport? Do you practice?
I like paddle. I practice. I go to classes 3 times a week. Apart from that, we play matches at the weekends. But paddle, yeah, could be.
Where do you usually buy clothes?
Well, usually there are some little shops I like where I live. I live in Las Arenas. And apart from that, in Mango, Zara, those are the ones.
Which methods do you usually use when a student doesn't have appropriate behavior?
Well, it depends on what has happened, you see. It depends. Maybe usually try and talk to him or her about what happened. And if it's more serious, you call the family to inform about it. But we must work together, family and school.
Which is your opinion about the
LOMCE, the new law? Well, in general, education shouldn't be in the politicians' hands. You understand what I mean? Laws cannot be changed that quickly as they are doing now because it's a long process, and students and teachers must get used to it, get accustomed to it. You see, and in particular with this LOMCE, the kind of exams they want to introduce are focused on memory, especially they deal with memory. They don't care much about the process of learning, and that's what we are doing here. You see, so I think it's a bit outdated or obsolete, in my opinion. I don't know what you think.
Yes. Can you tell us a funny thing that happened to you?
Well, I can tell you one thing that happened to me when I started school. And I was in class, and I asked a student about his name, and I heard him say, Paso de todo. So I went very, very nervous. I didn't know what to do. It was my first day. So I told him, we'll talk about this later on. And I asked him what he had answered. And and when I asked his name, he said, "Oh, I told you Pacho de Toro." And I thought he said Pacho de Toro, so I went, well, for me it was, well, funny, funny. Yeah.
Which is your favorite writer? Which is your favorite book?
My favorite writer is, well, I like Ken Follett. He wrote The Pillars of the Earth, Los Pilares de la Tierra, and I like that mixture of historical and fiction novel. So maybe
If you wouldn't be a teacher, what would you like to be?
if I weren't a teacher, I would like to be an archaeologist. I like history.